Ah, there you are. I was expecting you 4 minutes and 27 seconds ago. But never mind that. I have a missive for you. Highest priority. Recipient's eyes only. All I can tell you is that it is from Arcadia's most judicious custodians, the Order of the Ascendant. I am not privy to any information beyond that. Oh, they did also say it was important. I was tasked 6 months ago to deliver it to whomever ship was at this landing pad at this exact time. Well, 4 minutes ago, like I said. All other questions may be answered by viewing the missive, I expect. Farewell, and as they say, may all your endeavors come to fruition.
Time to watch whatever it was the messenger had.
Greetings, Agent of the Earth Directorate. I am Ruth Bassar, Presiding Bishop of the Order of the Ascendant. At this time, I can only presume you think us your enemy, directly responsible for your colleague Augustine de Vries' actions way back on Horizon Point. I assure you, we were not. A splinter group was behind that heresy. The collective of scientists and scholars I lead are committed to elevating humanity by pursuing a greater understanding of reality. I believe our goals are not incompatible. We both oppose the Protectorate, and we both wish to preserve Arcadia from ruin. We can help each other. I entreat you to speak with Abbot Newell. He can be found in Golden Ridge at Matriarch's Mercy. He will aid you in your mission, and hopefully, you will see fit to aid us in ours. Nav key coordinates to the Golden Ridge landing pad on Dorado are embedded in this message. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
The Order of the Ascendant awaits us on Golden Ridge, Commander.
Commander, the nav key coordinates supplied by the presiding bishop of the Order have been verified. Landing in Golden Ridge is now possible. Additionally, we are also able to land in Free Market Station, due to the astrogator's progress with the updates necessitated by its rebuild. Golden Ridge is located on Dorado. It is home to the Alexandra Monastery and Matriarch's Mercy, as well as previously being a center for mining uranium. The Protectorate abandoned it soon after the invasion, leaving Auntie's Choice and the Order of the Ascendant to fight for control of the area and its resources. Free Market Station is an independent marketplace, the only one in the system. It is called such as it was built out of a crashed Auntie's Choice freighter by that name. Agent Ibarra prioritized your recovery above pursuing Agent de Vries. This involved disassembling and rebuilding the astrogator to allow the incognito to travel to your location. As the rebuilding process progresses, old nav keys may be unlocked. Unfortunately, most of them are likely not recoverable.
So close to the action.
We got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
The plan can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive.
Wow. This station sure drawn the scraps since last I stepped about. I don't think we'll be hitching a ride anywhere quick. Looks like folks holed up here after the fighting started. Guess not everybody was eager to take sides.
Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. The fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate?
We got an appointment to keep at Matriarch's mercy. Let's just hope we don't get shelled too.
Fellow passengers. Further conduct violations may warrant notification of the Sentinels.
Try it, you doddering rattletrap. Such threats compel me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may be a sign of a more serious imbalance. Please see a curativist before boarding.
Please, somebody help us! Anybody, please! Finally, some help. We desperately need aid. Desperately. My family and I, we was making our way to the mercy camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but they'll be back. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please. I don't... Vary, by my guess. She was bit on the thigh, high, like, can see bone. Or maybe white means infected? She's screaming all the time when she's awake. Then she goes to sleep. She in agony. And my son ain't waked since the attack. Hurry, please. We must hurry or they'll be eaten. Or worse. Thank you. Thank you. This way. This way.
Got my lamp.
Troublemaker approaching.
Stranger, the order bids you welcome, but also warnings. In light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste to Matriarch's Mercy. It's just down the road here.
So it was one of our bases that got hit. Well, I'm gonna be sick.
The presiding bishop sent you. Then I'd advise making for it post-haste. You'll find safety there. The rest of this area, less so. I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists may be at its end. Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken.
Well, it weren't our artillery that made that strike. I can tell you that much.
They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's Mercy. The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore, after the attack. Cultists, mad to the last one. I believe they worship the rifts or some such. People will turn to anything to ease their discomfort during times of crisis, I suppose. They're both unstable and violent. Auntie's forces call them scrappers, and uses them for just that, gathering scrap materials. Excessive abuse of stimulants has made them severely unbalanced and prone to violence. They've also been known to pose as refugees, to lure their victims into ambushes. There are several camps of them northwest of here. I'd strongly advise keeping your distance. The creatures are of the genus Varachnid. They are large enough to kill a full-grown human, and exceedingly willing to do so.
All our efforts add to the equation.
Absolutely free. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Tired of vacuously untrue statements with their unsatisfying antecedents at the order of the Ascendant.
Refugees, looks like. And after that strike, there'll only be more at the gates.
Another refugee? Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger. I thought the name was self-explanatory. Our seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what or when? Unclear. Stay away from it, and in all probability, you won't have to find out. Safety and probability are incompatible. Eventually, nowhere will be safe, including here. Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable. Our predictions spring from the universal equation, the very numbers that guide the stars. Only a fool ignores probability, and we don't suffer fools around these parts. That's enough questions. Keep the line moving. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Reminds me of Tau Ceti right after the merger. Had to wait for my number to be called just to get rations and a cot. Hope these folks don't wait as long.
By the law. It's you. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. I can tend to your injuries, provided you have the bits to compensate me for my time and skill. We're short on everything, I'm afraid, including generosity. You see, the Seers are members of the Order who labor over the universal equation. Even in its unfinished state, the equation gives them the means to predict the future. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are, a dashing outsider standing before me. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Might have time to patch up 1 or 2 patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks. How can I be of service? Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand. Welcome back. Any luck enlisting help? As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out. Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lambing. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. I haven't any time for idle chatter, but I suppose I can carve out a moment for urgent business.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Reach. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability? In the future, a simple no will suffice. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach? Victor? Yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble? Such a statement implies the opposite is also true.
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true, but our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Indeed, they began showing up with their inane theories prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate. Always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Auntie's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Earth Directorate Agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Please convey that fact to whomever you speak with. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
We need to help the folk at Opportunity, Commander. Void the Abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, new arrivals. Of an independent operative nature, one presumes. Did the Abbot assign you to help? Yes. Unfortunately, you are the first to notice. Infrastructure requests from the displaced exceed present resource capacity. The mounting accumulation of prevailing desideratum is regrettably beyond us. Or beyond me, more to the point. I am simply one person, impossibly stretched thin, and unable to attend to the needs of the displaced. Oh, haven't actually written my life story yet, but noted. I shan't try to burden you with it if or when I do. Tell me, what do you know of the exclusion zone? Excuse me, but the intricate dance of the cosmos is anything but shady. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. We don't know, and therein lies the frustration. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, "An outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. We can't have the voice of the displaced sowing disorder. Will you help us? Will you be our outside mediator, as was foretold?" The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. Feel free to speak with the voice of the displaced herself if you aren't already acquainted. Any questions before you get started? I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. That's something. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here. According to predictions, yes. Or at least, my interpretation of them. I am reasonably certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them. Form your own opinion. And when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
The Protectorate have all...
watered-down revision of Order philosophy.
Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere. Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment. Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle. Perhaps some other time we can debate the theoretical complexities involved. But I fear I must get back to my duties. These laypersons won't enlighten themselves.
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be. Yes, technically a hut is meant to be only one story, because when you stack them, they tend to fall over. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone, so they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked-up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down. Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes. They're doing something, which is better than nothing, but not by much.
Welcome. Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
Broke? I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now.
You used at least 2 words I ain't sure I know. And I already forgot the question. No? I think.
You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. Quasi-illicit shenanigan.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borscht loaf.
Anyhow, head down the hill along the fence. Tell her Mapother and Mudge sent you.
Keep your lamps lit. Wherever there's trouble, there's always opportunists willing to profit from it.
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right? Or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Hmm? Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention. Oh, a semi-informed customer. Well, we offer a wide array of proxy altercations, from restrained bludgeoning to flat-out scraps. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sleeping on top of them. Sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy. Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly? Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilized pugilists, and a sick canid to feed.
You got business? No? Move on. You the fixer lent your aid to Agent Galloway? Don't suppose you got that crawling hibiscus she promised to sneak me, huh? Forget it. You can come in.
Hello. You're the one that aided us in availing Sub Rosa of a rather large shipment of Spectrum vodka, yes? Agent Galloway is slightly less trustful than most feral canids, so winning her over speaks volumes of your character. Consequently, I'm pleased to present you purchase access to my fine wares. It's fortunate you're no stranger to contraband. Feast thine eyes on the... Stop right. What fine contraband might I supply you with this day? It's superb cover and a consistent market. Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide, and Sub Rosa delivers at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's Mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling! Why, I thank you. Takes a unique sort to appreciate the finer points of illegal smuggling. We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war, and maybe expand our reach in the process. Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Anti's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there. Complicates some of our feelings on the fighting. But if the fighting stops, our income begins to go dry.
Look, you're... Oh, my aching head.
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings. Talk about close quarters.
Just be grateful for what you have.
Thus, and then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something? Distraction and I are old colleagues at this point. My part in these shared circumstances is admittedly somewhat unique. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate, to show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations. I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions. They must be exceptionally pleased with the statistical jump correlated to residents within Matriarch's Mercy. Numbers here are pretty compelling. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time. Then back to it I shall get.
I miss my sprats. How do you do, stranger? Always nice to see a friendly face around Matriarch's Mercy. Though it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a humble taxidermist. What? And you think that's me? Listen, friend, a little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional.
Look, this place ain't exactly crawling with experts, and Doc needs all the help he can get. Even if all you do is suture wounds, your services will be invaluable.
Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better make it worth my while. Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve. I used to source all of my sprats from a local trapper, Frankie Billings. No idea if she's still in business. Word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory, so watch yourself. Fresh being the operative word. My thanks, stranger.
I remember this place before the war. Functioning tramiculars.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders,
Keep your behavior
water defecting,
acceptable.
there's no putting this sprat back into the can.
Oyster is looking pretty good right about now.
Wasteland, void of life? No, Arcadia is doomed.
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere, or could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my folk buried under the rubble, I'd want to know for certain before acting. Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are. I prefer doing my shooting after asking all the pertinent questions, Commander. While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If there are any survivors, we ought to help, however we're able. I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training can prepare you for. Once endured a week-long bombardment in a foxhole with only enough rations to last 3 days. Screams went on twice that long. Some of us still ain't fully recovered. We should move on, unless you got something for me? Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't reckon fanatical is part of their employee code of conduct. And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can pose a real problem to everyone else. But we'll track her down before it comes to a head. Don't you worry. Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees. The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food. You sure? He seems more concerned with the Order's reputation than anything else. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war. But nothing's ever really free, is it? I went through this myself when Anti's Choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed real quick. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's Mercy, so what is the Order actually gaining by doing this? The thought has crossed my mind, though I reckon we might have seen concrete proof of that by now. Anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then, well, I'll be the first to admit that there might just be merit in what they're selling. Appreciate you hearing me out.
Attention Order acolytes, perfection now exists. Statisticians have created perfect BLT system. It is balanced, layered, and tasteful. You may cease your search for complete lunchtime fulfillment for increased
Armed and ready.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Val says you turned her down for a massage.
Turns out Val's massage protocol doesn't have a setting between a light touch and a 50-kilometer-per-hour punch. Not exactly therapeutic. Felt a little bad telling that to her face.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of one of those massages, too. Honestly, you made the right choice.
You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
Spy, move!
Look alive, Commander.
Hold your...
Protecting myself. Time to earn my commission.
Appreciate a little help, Commander.
You're not a target. Nowhere near such a target.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Fair in an unregulated marketplace.
A lot of casualties. Our medics ain't equipped for this. Not even close.
Did that blast give me a dunder? Or is some damn stranger walking into my area of operation right after we've been attacked?
You all right, officer? We saw the impact and got over here fast as we could. If there's anything we can...
We can do to part you from your bits while you're desperate? Yeah, I know your type. You go private, but then lurk in the shadows like manta wasps looking to prey on easy marks. You got any reason I oughtn't have you shot? A what? Is that like some kind of contractor? Are you looking for a job? Because I have neither the requisite paperwork nor the time to fill it out. Go hustle somewhere else. Yeah? And what exactly makes you so sure of that? Well, I suppose I appreciate your honesty. But even if I believe you, so what? The damage is done, and it's not like I'm mounting a counterattack. Seriously? You expecting me to ring up Auntie and tell her, hello, Maven of all marketing? Just letting you know that this scrutinization officer says everything's hunky-dory. You've clearly been out in the Dorado sun for too long. Ah, an offer for transaction. Now you're talking my language. Didn't reckon you as someone sympathetic to our ways. It just so happens we might be able to trade services. And normally I wouldn't admit this kind of weakness. It's bad practice. But I'm really in the squeeze, and you might be useful. Lately, my luck's been right miserable. I got enemy sneak attacks. I got grunts murdering each other. I got unsanctioned power struggles. And it all risks reflecting badly on me. You cut down the number of issues that are vexing me, and I'll send you word of peace and harmony up the chain. What's good for me is good for you, see? Quid pro quo. Or, if all that sounds like too much work for you, there are other ways to curry my favor. Make me believe your good intentions. Encourage me to take your side. That bomb that hit us, it was filled with uranium. So not only did it kill us the good old-fashioned way, it also caused serious poisoning. My contract medicalist over there is literally up to her elbows in it, her hourly rate is ridiculous, and our damn autodocs have gone on the fritz from the workload. You get her the compression coil she needs to make the autodocs work, and that should cut her billable hours in half, and then I'll send your message. There's been a murder at one of our forts. Trooper's accused of poisoning her senior officer for some preposterous reason. Problem is, I'm already short on medical specialists. The last thing I can do is waste one for days just to find out if she did or didn't toxify him. Go find out who done it, and I'll send the message you're asking for. This is gonna make no more sense for me saying it than it's gonna make for you hearing it, but apparently, the senior officer at one of my forts is a mantisaur. A real, actual, pincer-faced, carapace-having mantisaur. Not a half-human one, or a psychic one, or a talking one, just a regular old, head-munching mantisaur. Anyways, there's some dispute over who his second should be, and he can't exactly decide himself. So go sort it out for me, and I will gladly send your message. Now, you know that's an irrevocable deal, right? As in, please remember it's legally binding, and I will sue you if you fail to get it done. So don't let either of us down.
People are dying, and all he cares about is what he can get out of it. Wish I could say I was surprised.
What in the scrupulous name of profitable deductibles do you think you're doing? Just who are you, and why are you walking through my triage? Help, huh? Well, that would be greatly appreciated. We need compression coils. The attack left more wounded than I have supplies for, plus a hefty amount of uranium poisoning. And the coils on our autodocs have worn out. Without them, they can't convert raw materials into the medicaments needed to help the soldiers heal. As many as you can. There's so much more work than I can handle. It's only by getting these 3 defunct autodocs back online that I can hope to save most of these folk. Auntie dropped extra compression coils in pods from orbit to help our advance, but they landed everywhere. Though I heard some are in the no man's land between the battle lines. Many thanks, but please hurry. These folk ain't got much time.
Sounds like these coils will keep this triage from becoming a morgue. Let's get to scavenging. Even just a mention of Auntie seems to get your blood boiling, Ibarra. Don't tell me you judge folk before you get to know them.
I'm sorry, what's there to know? I mean, apart from her bottomless greed and bad heritage.
Hey now, she's much more than you think. She's a visionary. Did you know that the formulation for rehydrated water came to her in a dream?
You definitely just made that up.
Did not. It was part of our training to memorize these fun facts. Potential buyers love them.
Do I seem like your target demographic?
No. But I do think you'll enjoy learning about how she has 2 pet teacup canids, named Mammon and Pretty Penny. Pretty Penny has mauled 3 VPs this quarter, at last count.
I'll be damned. You're right. I did enjoy that fact.
Hey, stranger! Please, you gotta help me. They're gonna railroad me into a guilty verdict. Then I'll be declogging sewer sediment tanks until I'm dead enough to mulch. Durbin! Oh, that's great! He's bound to see the truth of this and let me go. Abner's trying to pin this on me, and it ain't right. I got a bunch to say. First, I say I'm no murderer. Second, I say there was no reason to do it. Third, I'd say that I actually like Chief Cuddy. I mean him no harm. He'd get you extra shifts if you asked, and only ding your pay if you really screwed up. And sometimes, if you really had to go, he'd even cover your bog breaks, pro bono. I'd never have hurt the chief, even if you offered to pay me to do it. I don't think nobody killed Cuddy. I was there. That's why they think I did it. And he was fine. Well, he was fine up until he wasn't, and then he just swole up and died. But the way he swole up, it's something Cuddy always said might happen. Only it don't make no sense that it happened now. We were eating chow at our post. Cuddy asked me to try his because it tasted funny, but I tried it and it was fine, just like mine. Then he just swole up, turned blue, and died. I made a ruckus, which called everyone in, and all they saw was him dead and me fine. So Security Officer Abner charged me with murder and threw me in here. I've got no idea. We ate the same thing. The exact same thing. Came from the same pot, even. It was sisty stew, fresh from the can, served just the way Auntie would do it. But it was exactly what Cuddy said would happen if he ate crabble. He was deathly allergic to crabble. But there ain't no crabble in sisty stew. Yup. Cuddy had told everybody about his allergy, repeatedly, over and over, constantly. Nobody would have served him crabble knowing that. But that's still gotta be how he died. So, I need you to talk to Security Officer Abner, remind him of the allergy, and let him toss all my gear. He won't find crabble anywhere. No, that was days ago, and they tossed out the rest of the stew. So I don't even know if the docs will still be able to tell it was allergies that did in Cuddy. He will. He has to. It's the truth. I didn't murder nobody. Please, make him understand.
That better not be what I think it is.
Honestly, Bradford, I've no notion of how to cool your conniption. Corporate says I'm in charge.
Well, what have we here? You couldn't look less Auntie's choice if you tried. So what are you doing in our fort? Durbin sent you? Why? You certainly ain't a certified pre-inhumation inquisitor. Oh, lovely. And just what is it you think you can do for me? You ain't even carrying a masticating tissue scrutinator. You just gonna guess what manner of poison killed folk? So far as I can tell, it's a simple case of killing to get ahead. Chief Cuddy and Trooper Bardot were sharing a table for supper. There was nothing wrong with the food. The whole fort ate the same thing. And 10 minutes later, Cuddy was bloated, discolored, and looking all ta-la like he'd been poisoned. There are no other suspects, just Bardot. She swears she's innocent, but they always say that. And I can't possibly figure how that could be. Yes. I walked over, saw Cuddy's body, saw Bardot screaming her fool head off, and I put her in cuffs. Case closed. Now, I'm waiting for a specialist to affirm my theory, so I can get on with my other 1,000 duties need doing. You wouldn't believe what this mess is taking out of my schedule. What? How could that be? I made the stew myself and every one of us ate it. What? That's ridiculous. It was nothing but canned cysty stew. Stew that I Oh. Oh no. Oh, did you say Crabble? Well, he told everyone that. But that ain't exactly the same as it actually being true. See, Cuddy was what you'd call a complainer. He complained about the food. He complained about the weather. He complained about his bunk. He complained about everything. He's also somebody's nephew. Some junior executive. And if you gave him reason enough to complain about you, he'd take it up with his uncle, and it'd come back down in your head. Half his gripes were really nothing but reasons to grouse. But if you push back too hard, he'd run to his uncle. So most of us just ignored him, assuming he was constantly full of it, and didn't think twice about doing things like stretching the stew with canned Crabble stock. What? No, it was an accident. Nobody would have, at least nobody'd mean to. Law, his uncle is gonna see me transferred to mid-operation engine cleaning on the claim. Unless... Hey, how'd you like to make some bits? Some real bits? And keep a tragic accident that'll lead to the end of a promising career. Total secret. So we got this thing. An acidic dematerializer that we use to melt mantisaur dung, so it don't call in the local wildlife. But it'll actually work on anything organic. Anything. That means if someone used it to melt Cuddy, there would be no body, which would mean no autopsy, which would mean no evidence, which would end the investigation. I'd do it myself, but my boss said she's on her way for a surprise inspection, so I can't leave. But if you go find one and melt the body, I'll make it worth your while. Yes, that's exactly it. Now just head over to Cuddy's corpse and make it disappear. Well, really, make it turn into a small puddle. But that's neither here nor there. Thank law. You'll find Cuddy inside the tower, but you'll have to sneak your way past the guards. It simply wouldn't do for me to announce your intentions to the base. Then come back and tell me when I've got no more evidence to hold Bardot and can draw this whole thing to a close.
Get you gone. Heard something. If I could take this. Too hard. Better have a look. Now what? Ain't nothing there.
I've been told Chief Cuddy's corpse has gone missing, which is a surprise to both of us, I'm sure. Thank you for your help. You've saved 2 careers today and allowed us to put this whole miserable affair behind us. Of course. Debts left unpaid decays our character and all of anti-society. And this torrid affair has come close enough to doing both already. Regardless, it's nothing but ink in the ledger now. And speaking of ledgers, Bardot is free. And here's the balance for yours. Which means we're done.
You did it! You actually did it! I can't believe you could get it done. Thank you, thank you, thank you! I'm so glad to be out of that damn cage. Someone else's crime. So you know what happened? That good-for-nothing rung leech! That dunderhead! I can't believe he'd... Oh, he's about to learn that poor Chief Cuddy's not the only one with executive contacts in the family. My cousin's a VP in R&D who used to head testing on Numa. Abner's going to spend the rest of his downright miserable life wishing he just confessed and took what's coming. That makes me extra thankful for what you did. If it'd been left in Abner's hands, he'd have made sure they'd thrown me in a hole so deep, even the Sprats wouldn't come visit.
Yes, I hope you're not here to apply for employment. I'm already overwhelmed by the sheer volume of peons I'm forced to oversee. And if you're here as a spy, know that the temporary ceasefire is on tenuous footing. So if you stay, it's likely just a matter of time before I'll be stringing you up. Enemy Scrutinization Officer Durbin. What does he want with me? Ah, well, in that case, your business is with both my commander and me. But I'm being rude. Allow me to introduce Strategic Ingestment Executive Wojciech, Senior Most Representative at Fort Endurance. Now you're starting to sound like some of the wagabouts I've got under my command. Why would I be anything but serious? Executive Wojciech has been part of this unit since he was just a pupa. As he grew, he's shown exceptional bravery, stoic stalwartness, and strong leadership. It's earned him promotion after promotion, until our last battle against the Order deprived us of our former chief executive and left him as the senior-most trooper. Okay. The executive welcomes you, but would like to know why Scrutinization Officer Durbin sent you here. My experimental Mantisaur graft lets me speak with him as easily as I do with you. He emits pheromones that my antenna can detect. He wouldn't be much of a commander if he couldn't communicate with the troops.
Hey, Commander, it's my professional opinion that we should back away slowly. This guy's craft is either messing with his gray matter, or he's messing with us.
You may have heard stranger stories, but never one quite so full of spratdom.
Designer Bradford, you've been warned about disrespecting the chain of command.
And you've been reminded, repeatedly, that I'm not under your chain of command. I'm technically under the Mantisaur, but that's got nothing to do with you. I just wanted to make it clear to our newcomer that you are full of shit. You've always been full of shit, and you will always be full of shit. So you're best ignored entirely.
That is quite enough, Designer. Of course not. I'm just a lowly trooper acting as interpreter. Otherwise, surely these folks would have figured it out by now.
We have all figured it out. Unfortunately, I'm the only one willing to say it to your face.
Yes, well, please excuse our curmudgeonly biologist. She's been a pill ever since the promotion that made Wojciech outrank her. Still, that ugly moment behind us, it's a comfort to my mind that you're here. Executive Wojciech has an assignment we're desperate to have done, but it can only go to someone outside our chain of command.
Ugh, not this crabble scat again. There is zero chance you're right. Zero. And this brilliant assignment of yours didn't go so well for the last group.
Just rumors and conjecture. The base gossip is that another team was sent to recover the pupa and never returned. But I'm sure they're just deserters. Wojciech can sense that there are some kind of mutated mantisaurs over yonder, and he wants us to secure one of their pupas to raise as his own.
Oh, stop it. The creature doesn't want a pupa. He doesn't want to breed a superior race of mantisaurs. He wants to eat meat, excrete the excess, and be left alone. That's it. Even if he could ask for a pupa from a rival nest, he'd probably just eat the law-be-damned thing to cut down on competition. He's a bug, nothing more. But the only way to prove it to our command is to have you run this fool's errand. Once it's shown to have been a colossal waste of resources, they'll put me in charge.
That is enough. One more word in question of our executive officer, and I'll have you pitched over the edge with the rest of the enemies we've conquered here.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. With it, Wojciech can raise a Zeranium-mutated Mantisaur army, which will be even more dangerous than the ones Auntie's Choice evolved from the Halcyon stock. We need you to infiltrate the mutated Mantisaur nest, secure a mutated pupa, and bring it to me here. Do that, and I, and Executive Wojciech, shall make sure you are well rewarded for your efforts. Look in the nest to the east. That'll have your best odds. It's where Wojciech feels the pull from the strongest.
Feels a pull, Wentworth? Seriously? What am I saying? That makes the exact amount of scientific sense I'd expect from you. Excuse me? May we speak a second? Apologies for my outburst, but I had need to warn you that an earful from Wentworth is akin to sucking on an inhaler full of ammonia.
Hey, what are you two talking about?
Nothing of your concern, Wentworth! Just ignore him. He was clever enough to pretend that Graft lets him talk with the beast. So overnight, he upstarted from simple trooper to de facto commander of this installation.
You know it's impolite to whisper, right?
But I've studied him extensively, and it is most assuredly nothing but a play for power. I'm not surprised. You seem sharp. So, if you know he's lying, then you understand that catering to his will isn't gonna do anyone any good. Conversely, the scientific value of studying the mutated pupa he wants is exponentially greater than any possible use he could have for it. Bring it to me, and not only will I match any reward he offers, but you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that it will serve a much greater purpose. I'll have to... Oh, fine. Fine. If scientific discovery and the betterment of future products isn't enough for you, I'll pad your coffers a little something extra. Just, please, bring me the mutated pupa.
Personally, I'd much prefer leaving the pupa where it is and not giving into delusion. But on we press anyhow.
Hope you're settling into the cocking door. You got everything you need?
Almost. Ever thought about bringing an Auntie's Choice vending machine on board? I ain't all that agreeable if I'm without my snacks.
I've got to introduce you to this novel appliance, name of a refrigerator. You can store and draw from it without ever paying a bit.
Everyone knows a morsel tastes that much sweeter if you gotta pay a premium for it.
Let me know when you needed a stretch. Troublemaker approaching. Hey, got a distraction for you. Come at me. Appreciate a little help, Commander.
You're looking pretty scathed, Commander. Out of sight and on the way. Someone call for a medic. Happy to help. Discreet. Looking a little woozy there, Commander. Recharging as fast as it can, Commander! Let's get you healed! To the rescue! Sight unseen! Someone call for a medic.
Andy's Choice jingle out of my head. Hey, if I start humming it, you do what you gotta. Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure.
Looks like a fight.
Got my last on an unfrozen. Guns cocked and loaded. Let's get the signal.
Out of sight and on the way. Let's get you healed. Happy to help. Medkit coming your way. Lay low, Commander. Medic orders.
Hit the broadside of a frame. I'm the one you need to worry about.
comes the whole neighborhood.
Looking a few courts low, Commander. Not getting up without help, Commander.
Back in business.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Fish. The invaders.
The grand plan is the predetermined order to the entire universe. We can predict it down to a decimal.
Welcome back. Any luck enlisting help? I can tend to your injuries, provided you have the bits to compensate me for my time. Many thanks. Now, hold still. You might experience some momentary discomfort. Right as rain. Now, will there be anything else? My supplies are... Welcome back. Any luck in my supply? Welcome back. Any luck in my supplies are running low.
Hello again. Have you brought me the pupa? Oh, thank law. Here's the reward I promised. I am downright giddy to get it into my lab so I can start my experiments.
Let's hope this doesn't come back to bite us. Or grow up to bite us, rather.
Mantisaurs! Eyes up, troops! A mess of the bastards are coming from the east.
Did they follow those folks back from that nest?
This is what happens when you put a giant insect in charge of product development. Anyone left for us to file a complaint to?
Nobody in their right mind is gonna believe I talk to these things now. You're damn lucky I've got a...
Well, that certainly was a horrific bit of chaos. But you made the right decision by giving the pupa to me. The research value it will provide is enormous. Absolutely. And that research will bring me promotions, wealth, and status that is long overdue. My genius will ascend the corporate ladder, and they will be lucky to have me. Yes, you have your bits, and I will have a long, illustrious career spanning decades. Works out perfectly for both of us. And now, you should be off to your next adventure. Time to earn my commission.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when. Commander.
Out of sight and on the way. Happy to help. Just heal. To the rescue! Sight unseen! Out of sight and on the way! Filled. Graph's back in business.
Troublemaker approach. Let me know when you need a distraction.
happy to assist in crafting more ammo, if you need it.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Wish. Invaders, order defecting.
Since the schism, the Protectorate have rewritten.
Sure. Anyway, need something? Sure. Heard from Val you've been fussing with your graft. Well, not her exact words, but I read between the lines. Everything, all right?
I shouldn't be surprised Val's got a penchant for snitching. But yeah, my arm's seen better days. It's fine. Nothing I ain't used to.
I hear that. I still have these law-awful phantom twinges in my arm and leg even now. Sometimes I hear this high-pitched ringing in my bad ear, too. Distracting as hell.
Well, hell. Reckon I can't compete with that. You need something to dull your pain? Go on, take my whole med bag, since you obviously need it more than I do.
Oh, that's not what I was... Never mind.
Hey now, that's mine. You lost, stranger? I don't see a lot of new faces in these parts. What are you? Order? Protectorate? Anti? Really? An Earth Directorate agent? I have no idea what that is, but okay. Me? I'm a sprat trapper. Cute little things, but their tallow and hides fetch a high price. Used to be Protectorate, then worked for the Order, then Anti. Whoever's calling the shots on a given day. Now, I'm just waiting for the dust to settle so I can find out who I work for tomorrow. Gregory? Well, I'm glad to hear he's still kicking. Loyal customer. Very particular about his sprats. These being hard times, I've had to raise my prices. Gal's gotta eat, and I don't care for sprat meat. Trust me, Gregory is an artiste when it comes to biology, and every artist needs the right canvas. Pleasure doing business.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish.
Any luck with the sprat hunt? Decent quality, all things considered. Frankie's work is second to none. You can tell the good doctor I'll be around shortly, armed with needle and thread, calipers, and my finest jar of glass eyes. Oh, no, thank you. It's always a pleasure to bring passion to one's work, even when that passion is a tad morbid. Be seeing ya, Agent.
twisted. Look at you, go slow, Brandon. To kill them before you die.
Approaching from the north, hold fire.
What is your destination? Leaving with that heading will bring you in direct contact with the forces of Auntie's choice.
That is what I call a stubborn clog in the old pipes. You're gonna have to hold it in, friend. Privy's out of order. Never fear. I'll get that clog moving soon enough. They don't call me the pipe doctor for nothing. You mean you want the pipe doctor to practice real medicine? On real people? Why, this is the greatest day of my life. The human gut is the most compact and efficient sewer system ever. A plumber's dream. My dream. But don't get me wrong, it would be an honor. I'm just not sure that I'm ready for that kind of challenge. By gum, you're all right. Very well. Sometimes it takes a plumber to do a doctor's job. If Matriarch's Mercy cries out in need, then the pipe doctor will answer. See you there, friend.
Sir, you are currently heading into no man's land. We strongly recommend you return.
Let me handle this.
Ready to waste him. On. Over here. Revolve ahead. I'm the one you need to worry about.
Got my left on an unspoken.
Little pick-me-up for you.
Gotta fix me up first.
Some cover, medic. Out of sight, on the way. Commander, you're bleeding.
Source of disturbance? To a more fortified position.
Recharging as fast as I can. Practicing some battlefield medicine. Ha!
Fire, move!
Re-engaging! Yield diminishing.
Suspicion.
Not exactly in fighting shape at the moment.
To the rescue. Sight unseen. Wrap it up. Discreet.
Wait. The odds of your survival are directly inversely proportionate to your distance from this emplacement.
Friendly approaching from the north. Hold fire.
Find another.
Look alive, Commander.
Trigger finger's still tired. Give the order in. I'll take care of him, Commander. Commander, watch your
Medkit coming your way.
Troublemaker approaching. Crazy spirit! Get me in! Help me out!
Lay low, Commander. Medic's order. Let's get you healed. Back to health. Just briefly. Little pick-me-up for you.
Realize you're a back.
Not quite charged yet. Medical pack out. Craft's still a bit sleepy. Craft's back in business.
Thought you were smart, huh? Knew you had my back.
I can't believe we have to record this. Were the written orders really not enough? Void damn scrappers. Listen up, you hard-working scrappers. Auntie's Choice needs you to bring scrap. Bring whole armloads to drop location 14C. 14C. You bring scrap, we give Adrena time. Very simple. Special. Bring us an order targeting system. Get lots of Adrena time. And remember, if any scrapper attacks us again, no Adrena time for anyone. 14C, scrap. Adrena time, no fighting, no violence. That's all. Hopefully even your rotting gray matter can comprehend this.
Got my lamps on an unfriendly.
You're a time or your life.
Nobody around.
Hostile ahead. What's the schedule?
Real vulnerable.
Error. Navigation systems offline. Unable to locate designated path. Greetings. This unit is unable to fulfill its programming. Are you able to assist this unit in its assigned duties? This unit is unable to execute its programming due to tampering. Navigational and other systems have been compromised. This unit is now being used as a target, which is not among its designated functions. This unit must return to Matriarch's Mercy to dispense medical care in order to fulfill its programming. This unit is not programmed to respond to order prognostication. It is not a medical specialist. It is a specialized tool of medicine. Farewell, potential qualified engineer.
Please tell me there's a damn good reason you're back. Well, I suppose it can't reflect badly on me to simply report the facts. And you have already made me look better in the eyes of the executives. All right, I'll send it. What else do you have for me? Wonderful. I do love a subordinate that can honor their obligations and make me look good. And if you'll leave me, I've got lots left to attend to. But do come back if you can be of any further use to me.
You're back. Please tell me you've had some luck in finding us compression coil. Well, it's not much.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. These faders, what are defecting? There's no putting this.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The Consul tried to kill presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar, but we saw that coming.
Yes. You may.
Not to worry, Agent. My patients are holding together.
I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well, then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct? We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths. More what to watch out for, advisement on adhering to the plan, forecasts of probabilistic dangers, elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense. The former are generalized forecasts for groups or settlements. The latter are more specialized to individuals and take far more time to calculate. Usually some are handled by one of the more senior seers in a region, but with Seer Wiley's days taken up advising the abbots and other things, this responsibility falls to me. Regrettably, I have built up a bit of a sizable backlog. True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means. Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area. I share the very same surprise. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly. One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple personalized Order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well. Well, I do believe you're needed elsewhere. Farewell.
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the monastery, the Oracle?
The one Wiley designed, right? Uses a tracking algorithm, never misses. Sounds ambitious, even for him.
I'd give my tenure for an hour alone with it and a mantisaur at 2 clicks.
Welcome back. I assume you're not here for that debate. Anything I can do to assist you? Yes, what have you discovered? Oh, you've lessened the load on my mind considerably, and you have the Order's gratitude. Any other updates?
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus. Make Pinnacle Meal Replacement Bars the complete part of your daily meals and of the plan. Designed for optimal nutritional extraction, they also taste acceptable. From the Order of the Ascendant.
How about that? Me, a real doctor and everything.
And his choice and the Protectorate both count very little. The Order of the Ascendant counts the most. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be. Traveling at the velocity of light through the...
Oh, a visitor. Without notice. Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection. I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good. I'll say, I try not to make any big plans until I consult my latest POP. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rollo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one. As a laugh, everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on. I mean, if you want an exact estimate or percentage, talk to them. As for me, I just got that, anecdotal feedback. A few times, I couldn't make heads or tail of half of it. Like, avoid anything representing whole numbers? I didn't know what to do about that. So I just stayed put. End of the day, I'm still here, and my co-occupant Ike isn't. So, I guess them prognostications work well enough. You did catch the part I said they'd save my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
What
happened to this? Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
We're not going anywhere. Not on the basis of some half-baked prediction. Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced. That's what those in the order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import. Some are former Auntie's Choice like me. Some were abandoned by the Protectorate. All of us have been displaced by conflict somehow, directly or otherwise. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me. Vexing. We're at the mercy of the Order, and the Order is at the mercy of their predictions. Not to insult our gracious hosts, but these people don't wipe themselves unless an equation tells them to. Oh, so that's how it is. You're the mediator that was foretold. Am I right? The Order wants us to believe that a catastrophe is coming to the exclusion zone at any second. Why? Because math told them so. Screw their predictions. We have people displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them. Am I supposed to fall on my knees and thank the Order because something bad may or may not happen? Sorry, not convinced. I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. What does the administrant want? To shut me up? To discredit me? Right. I can see you take this prediction business seriously. Just don't let it get to your head. Best thing you can do is introduce yourself around camp. See why we need the exclusion zones open. So much for objectivity. Fine. You'll get your little bribe once you rule in my favor. Just don't let me down.
Cause trouble and I will scold you. Chapter and verse. What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Look on the bright side.
My
knowledge
sure
is sore.
Ow. Show your workers shove off. Look, I'm not with Auntie anymore. We all have reasons to.
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance. Law, finally. Real relief for my fake symptoms. Let's see it then. Well, ain't this healthcare in a nutshell? If it's bits you want, you can partake of what I scrounged together on account of folks taking pity on me. You have my gratitude, stranger. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends. You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do I, for that matter.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders and the Order defecting, there's no putting this sprat back.
Keep your behavior within
Voice is looking pretty good right
parameters.
about now.
Wasteland devoid of life? No. Arcadia is doomed. Plain and simple.
Algo. If we factor for random elements offsetting certain
I still
key
don't get it,
variables,
Piotr.
upsetting the mock apple cart, as it were, we start to grasp the potential range of disruption.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions. We're going to
But it could use a little salt.
Not sure how you can always be so optimistic.
I'm here to maintain security,
Lots
not
of
to
folk
teach you
waiting.
remedial calculus.
You've got priority over us. Might not have the time to wait.
Every scientist, by calculating the position of every atom in the universe, we can predict the future, control reality, and ascend to a state of virtual goddess.
Go on. You take care now. You hear?
A 100% fabricated meal. The consummation of consumption from the Order of the Ascendant.
The paradigm is a self-centered derivative take on the ground. That's how little the Protectorate
Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Good, good. Continue poking around further, though. You must earn both sides' trust, you know. Have you spoken to all representatives of the Order? All of the displaced? The Doctor? The questionable types from Sub Rosa? Investigated the containers? If not, do. Well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be here, up to my ocular organs and requests. Besides what I've already told you, to put it gently, disorganized, which is irregular for a group that prides itself on mathematical acumen. But with effort, patience, and collaboration, I am confident that Matriarch's Mercy will soon be a haven for the displaced. Good. Check in with me once you've made significant progress. As with probability, there is an art to mediation, and it requires a well-rounded perspective.
What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's Mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Look on the bright side.
Since
I
the
predict
schism,
that the worst
the
is behind
Protectorate
us.
have rewritten history to exclude our teachings. Friends, neighbors, while you shelter in Matriarch's Mercy, heed the teachings of the Order.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders, the Order defecting, there's no putting this sprat back into the camp.
Worcester is looking pretty good right about now.
A wasteland devoid of life?